All right, it's been about 2 years, and I'm back. So there we go. Jumping right into AITAH. WIBTA. If I divorce my wife because she does not want me actively involved in raising our children. My wife, 31F, and I, 32M, have been together since college, and we've been married for 7 years. We have 3 children together, and I am sick of either having to step back and let her raise the kids almost as a single mom, or fight with her because I did something with our children, even something as simple as feeding them. But that's where I'm at. She wasn't like this when our oldest was born. It started when she was pregnant with our twins. Ooh, twins. She would always tell me to tidy or run some errands when I wanted to spend some time with our child. Then she'd keep him by her side the entire day, or she'd go off somewhere if I said we should all spend the day together and focused on our oldest. But when the twins came, it was worse. Every time I went to feed or change a baby, she was telling me to go back to bed or to run to the store for something. Whenever she caught me holding and doing anything with one of our kids, it was like I was committing a crime. When I'd ask her, "What's the issue?" she said, "There was nothing, but I should just make myself useful." Even if I was doing that. So being a father isn't making yourself useful? All right, that's an interesting take there. One time she was delayed on the phone talking to her sister, so I put the oldest to bed and got the twins fed. Yes, standard father operating procedure. I'm sure he's gonna have no backlash for that. She freaked out and yelled at me for doing it without her. I told her it wasn't like I went off schedule, and she was busy. She said that wasn't the point. Why is she so scared and freaked out of her own husband touching their children? It's like, is there something fishy going on here? Then came the fights about me trying to be with the kids instead of working or running errands. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. When I took time off, I would make sure I got time with the kids, and she'd be ready for a fight. And if I didn't let a fight happen, she'd yell at me anyway. Whenever I didn't push through, she'd find a way to keep the kids from me. I told her it bothered me, and she said it was all in my head. Oh my gosh, gaslight. Gas boss girl, keep gate light, or whatever they say. Oh my gosh, the video just started and I'm already sweating on my microphone. Disgusting. There's no AC in here and it's very hot. I told her it bothered me, and she said it was all in my head. Another time, she accused me of trying to hog the kids, even though I hadn't been home all day. Hog the kids? This guy hasn't even seen his own kids in 7 months. She hated me baby wearing. What is baby wearing? Baby wearing is the practice of carrying an infant in a sling carrier or wrap close to the adult's body. Oh, I know what that is. I just never heard it called baby wearing. So she hated me baby wearing. I was screamed at for picking the kids up from her parents' house one day. She was at an appointment and I was getting out of work, so I thought it made sense. But she told me she decided to leave them with her parents, so I should respect that. And I told her I was just as capable of taking care of them as her. This is so strange. Like, they don't even communicate together about any of this stuff at all. Like, there's no communication happening. She was hospitalized briefly a couple of months ago, and that's when I reached the point of like, screw this, we should divorce. I took some days off work so I could be with the kids, and she kept telling me to go back to work and let the kids stay with her parents until she got home. And she was screaming at me while she was in the hospital because I had the kids. Girl, you're in the hospital. You can't. She sent her parents to try to take them off me twice. I don't know, it's like it could be one of two things. Either she's crazy or has some sort of issues, or this guy might be like abusive or scary. But in that case, then I don't know, wouldn't she have wanted to leave him? I know people stay in abusive situations, but like, I don't know. That's the only 2 points my mind are going to right now. When she recovered, I told her this couldn't continue, and if this is the way things were going to be, then we should divorce. And she screamed and said I would be an AH to destroy our family and break up our kids' stability. Oh my gosh, what this mess. Even my own parents told me I should find a way to make it work. but she won't even sit down and talk to me. Therapy is out of the question on her part, and I don't want the kids to see us fight every time I interact with even one of them. WIBTA to divorce. I mean, like, when you divorce, aren't things gonna get worse? Like, you divorce her, she's gonna do something or other, and you're never gonna get to even see your kids. Like, I don't know, maybe it's deserved, maybe you're a bad person, like, I have no idea. If that's not the case, and you're a good dad just doing your best out here, and you divorce her, oh man, this is a lose-lose situation. There's no getting around that. I don't see any way this works, so let's see if there's any insightful comments. NTA, but to be honest, she does need the therapy badly. But if you want to divorce, you should really document this behavior and get your stuff together, because she's going to go for full custody. Exactly what I was saying. I don't know what she's going to spin. And the OP wrote, I have some stuff already documented, a lot of text and voice messages that were sent, and I wrote a log while she was in the hospital about specific incidents. Yeah, everyone's talking about her having mental health issues, which it's like I said, it's one of two things. She has mental health issues, or he's got big issues and she's scared of him. In that case, shouldn't she be happy about him being like, all right, I'm out of here? And then she'd be like, oh, good, cool. Now I can go for full custody, and he's the one leaving me, makes it easier on me. So I think I've got to believe the guy a little more in this situation, because like her reaction, I guess, I don't know. I mean, yeah, everyone's just wishing him luck, and it's like, that's all you can ask for in this situation. My gosh. All right, here's the next one. We've got AIT for removing the ladder on my bunk bed so my niece can't get to me. So my sister, F24, just moved back home with her husband and their daughter, 5, and son, less than 1 year old. My sister was able to convince my parents to make me, F15, share my bedroom with her daughter because she and her husband would already be sharing a bedroom with their baby. So it sounds like something's going on, hard times maybe, I don't know. She also wanted us to switch bedrooms too, because my bedroom is her old bedroom and a lot larger than the spare room, which was my old bedroom. My parents at least said no to that. All right, cool, sticking up for the kid a little bit. We ended up having my bed replaced with a bunk bed so it wouldn't be too crowded. I sleep on the top bunk, and my niece started in the middle of the night climbing up into my bed to sleep with me because she was scared. Oh, that's kind of sad. I guess she gets scared a lot at night, but more here, and will go sleep with her parents because she's scared. She is also too scared to go down the hallway to her parents' room because she has to go past the big dark windows in the hallway. Oh my gosh, valid. Growing up, I hated the big dark windows. I always thought that there was something out there watching me. And yeah, terrifying. I get this kid. They tried putting in night lights, but that made it worse. I usually sleep deeply, so I don't notice her get in, but I wake up sometime after she crawls in because it gets really hot, and she's kind of, this isn't, all right, this is interesting. It gets really hot and she's kind of gross because she's sticky with sweat, and I just don't like it. Wow. This is not what I did not wake up this morning thinking I was going to read this. All right. So I realized I don't need the ladder to get to the top bunk, and ended up using a screwdriver to remove the ladder from the bunk bed so she can't get to me. I mean, smart. Yeah, you don't want your sticky niece. That's just, I don't know. Maybe this kid eats peanut butter sandwiches in bed or something. It's getting sticky. And the worst, and I'm coming to find you if you ever do this. If you eat a Nature Valley cereal bar in bed, especially if you have a partner of some kind, but even alone, even you. All right, back to this. I guess she hadn't been sleeping well since I removed the ladder because the school got involved. Oh my gosh, the drama. The school got involved about her being tired all the time, and they got in trouble. My sister thinks I'm being petty and I can just suck it up and let her sleep with me if she's scared. I still don't want to though. All right, before I go look at the comments, my thoughts on this. I'm gonna prescribe. I'm Dr. Taylor in this one. I'm going to prescribe that The parents, obviously, are responsible for their own kid, and this teenager is not and should not be. Of course. It's like, oh man, tug at your heartstrings, you know, like the little kid's scared. How old is this kid? 5? 5. Okay, yeah, pretty little still. The kid's scared. And you're being cruel and heartless by not letting this kid sleep in your bed with you. But also you're also a kid, and that's weird, and you didn't have this kid. The parents have a kid and know they have a kid that is not able to sleep well and is scared. They are obviously going through something hard, something difficult, because they've moved back home and they're all having to squeeze and cram into this place. And the parents need to have this little kid with them at night, because apparently every single night this kid needs to be sleeping. So, yeah, you got your baby in there because you have to, but you had 2 kids. You made this choice. And this little kid always needs to sleep with someone, with probably you, in order to sleep at all every night. So looks like you need to have 4 people in that room, which, I mean, too bad it's the smaller room, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, let's see what the comments said. NTA, you're 15, but still legally a child too. You shouldn't be responsible for a child that isn't yours. Exactly. Tell your parents that your needs and your ability to sleep at night are also important, that your tiredness is impacting your schooling and ability to concentrate, and it's time to revisit the sleeping arrangements as it's not working. I mean, yeah, genius move. You fixed your problem. You took off your ladder, but that doesn't fix the fact that the little 5-year-old is suffering, and that's not your fault. It's the parents' fault, and the parents need to do something about it. Also, tell them that having a 5-year-old climbing ladders in the middle of the night and without some kind of supervision is incredibly unsafe for the 5-year-old, and this needs to be changed immediately. I didn't even think of that, but smart. You need your bedroom back, and your sister and her partner can sleep with and look after their own kids at night. Yes. Everyone else, same page. Unsurprisingly. Comment under that says they are getting free room and board. The least they can do is suck it up and sleep with their kids in their own room. Exactly what I said. Why was I surprised? I mean, when I was saying all that, I kind of figured the comments were going to say exactly this. So, moving on. Why the heck did I get an ad? Thorns ashwagandha? What the heck is that supposed to do? All right. We've got a short one. We got ourselves a short one here, folks. AITA for distancing myself from my friend after his wife called my wife fat. All right, then. My wife is not fat, but she has gained weight after she delivered our son. Oh my gosh. Gained weight from making a whole person inside you? Who'da thunk? All right, so she gained a little weight after she delivered her son, and she's still not fat or obese. She just used to be skinny, and we both think that it's actually a blessing that she gained some weight. All right, feels kind of weird reading all this, but let's move on for the story, right? A month ago, my wife and me, there we go. My wife and me went to dinner with my friend and his wife. We didn't see them in a long time, almost 2 years. He lives in a different country because of his job. And after they came back, we planned for dinner. Okay, now I feel like a huge jerk because I don't think English is this person's first language, and they probably speak more languages than I do. Good for you. Sorry, bro. I shouldn't have laughed. We were enjoying our discussing about our old days, but his wife suddenly said that my wife has become fat and they are going to stay in our city for a few months and she will hit gym, and asked my wife to join her. Oh, I mean, okay. All right. He lives in a different country. Is his wife also from a different country? Is there cultural differences? I imagine we're not talking about Americans here. I don't think. Especially like in the United States, it's like you don't do this. But I've heard that in Asian countries, or like some Asian cultures, I don't know which, I should probably look this up, but I'm busy. So in some Asian cultures, saying stuff like that isn't like rude in the same way that we might think it's rude. And it, I don't know, just being like, oh, you're fat. Hit the gym with me. We'll fix that. It's like, okay, cool. Matter of fact, you know? I don't know, but like, obviously if they're part of a culture where that's offensive, or there's like a cultural, like, I can't words right now. Then yeah, that's just kind of rude. My wife said that she doesn't want to hit Jim yet, but she said if my wife doesn't hit Jim, then she will gain even more weight and probably turn obese. Oh no, the tragedy indeed. What a weird conversation. Like, I don't know, in my culture, like, I just can't imagine ever seeing or hearing this conversation, like, even among kids. Like, I feel like kids wouldn't talk like this for the most part, unless it was some crazy middle schoolers. Sometimes middle schoolers, you were one at one point. I interrupted her. Yes, interrupted her. Finally, bro. I interrupted her and said my wife is not fat, and if she gave birth and if she was in my wife's place, she would understand. Our little get together didn't go well as we were expecting. Yeah, it did not sound like it went well. I was offended and didn't talk to him since last month, and I decided to distance myself from him and his wife. He contacted me and asked me if I took offense with how things went last time. I didn't reply back to him yet, but I want to maintain distance between us and possibly even cut him and his wife off forever. Oh, all right. Drama. Bro, this is, I mean, I don't know. It's like, without knowing how your guys' culture is, I don't, it was rude what she said, in my opinion. Oh man, if I was in this situation, I don't think I would have let it get that far. Like, I wouldn't have, like, keep getting distracted. I'm looking over to see if my audio recorder is still recording, and it is, because this is my first time using these, like, deity theos things. They're very expensive. If I was in this situation in the first place, I probably would have been like, hey, we gotta shut this down after the first mention of fat. Like, that's just such a rude choice of words too. Not even like subtlety, people. Like, hey, I just got this gym membership. I got it at the Equinox because I'm rich. I got a gym membership. Hey, got Planet Fitness. Got some Planet Fitness. You know, like, you want to, like, I'm sure that, like, last 9 months was rough on you. You know, you gotta stay sedentary for so long. And oh my gosh, I know how much we used to love getting out together, you know, running around, hitting the town without getting pain in the knees, you know. It's like, yeah, you know, I got a gym membership, and guess what? I just remembered just now. I get a free guest with my membership, and so you could come every time I go. You could come. You could work out with me. You know, I'm sure you'd love it. Not that you need it, but oh my gosh, getting those endorphins flowing through your veins. Is endorphins the right one for that? I have no idea. I'm not a doctor. Getting something flowing through your veins. You know, you should really join me. You should join me because, you know, I really care about you as my friend. So, you want to take me up on that offer? Even that's a little weird, but you just went out and said, hey, fatso, hit the gym with me. And I'm just like, okay, why am I dwelling on this so long? What do they say? NTA, of course I took offense, and so did my wife. Your wife was incredibly rude to my wife, and instead of apologizing, your wife doubled down after we challenged her. I have no desire to ever be in your wife's company again, as she was judgmental and insulting towards a new mother. Those are not qualities I want in my life. Ooh, very good. Beautifully said. All right, that was That was something. 8. For refusing to pick my husband up from the hospital, which led him to walk 2 miles home. Need I continue? My 34F husband, 37M, has type 1 diabetes. All right, I do not remember what the different types mean. I don't have diabetes, and I don't know anyone that does. I'm guessing it's rough if he had to go to the hospital. He has a history of managing it very poorly. I have found him almost dead over a dozen times, and the ambulance has to be called. He is usually conscious, but a few times he's been so low, in the 20s, that he is basically in a coma. He's very lucky, actually, that I do find him either waking up in the middle of the night or coming home in time. It's absolutely terrifying, and I am worried every day that I'm just gonna find him dead one day. He never acknowledges how this feels for me. He just says, it's what happens when you have diabetes. All right, so sounds like he's not managing it right. Maybe he's eating a bad diet for a diabetic. I've never heard of diabetics needing like their partner to like continually save their life constantly. So I think he needs to up his game a little bit. It's like I have health issues. Everyone has health issues. You got to kind of self-regulate a little bit, unless you're like full on disabled and need a caretaker. But I have never heard of just being a diabetic meaning you need a caretaker, unless you're, maybe there's some extreme version. Anyway, I am rambling again. He also has a history of being extremely aggressive when he is low. Oh, lovely. Sometimes he's goofy. Oh, gosh. But other times he is just mean, spitting in my face, calling me a wahooer. Just trying to stay in the good graces of YouTube, you know? I get it's his low sugar talking and not him, but it's still a lot to manage. Man, this sounds like... It's like when people talk about like their drunk self or their drunk partner, like, oh, he's a mean drunk. Oh, he's a funny drunk. Oh, he's a goofy drunk. I didn't know diabetes, like when you're low, it's like, I didn't know you get the same type of thing with diabetes, man. He has had a pump in the past, which helps a lot. But when he doesn't use it right, or like now his broke and we're waiting for a new one to come, he can't monitor his sugar as well. Oh man, that sucks. Like it broke and you're waiting for a new one, but like hopefully he uses it. That said, he also doesn't eat well or monitor it like he should. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking he like has a bad diet. Why does my nose itch so much? I'm sorry if I made your noses itch. We had an argument the other night and I asked that he sleeps on the couch so we could be separate. In the doghouse. I hate doing that because if he goes low, he's not next to me, I wouldn't know. I begged him to make sure he ate something substantial before he fell asleep so his sugar wouldn't drop overnight. Now I'm 8 months pregnant. Gosh. Sorry, I got goofy in my mind. Now I'm 8 months pregnant. So man, you guys have a kid on the way, shortly on the way, and this guy's my conveyances. Okay, now I'm 8 months pregnant and thankfully in this case wake up a lot to pee. I woke up at 4 a.m. and peed and decided to check on him. His sugar was incredibly low. He gets sweaty all over, and when I woke him up, he started screaming at me to, like, he's telling her to KYS. So I called the ambulance. Should have called him the wambulance, man. He was super aggressive with them too, and it took seven men to tame the beast. Took 7 men. He's a big guy, 280 pounds. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of big, I guess, but like 7 men. It took 7 men to hold him down and get an IV in him, and he kept ripping it out. Does bro lose all his marbles when he's low? Is that a thing? Is this a thing? Is this normal? All right, so they finally got his sugar up enough to where he was coherent, but they wanted to take him to the ER to be sure his sugar stayed stable. I refused to go with. I feel like I reached my breaking point. I've been through this so many times, and being pregnant, I just couldn't deal with it. Fair enough. So I went back to bed knowing he would be okay. I mean, yeah, he's in good hands now, and he called me at 6:30 a.m. to say he needed a ride home. I said no and hung up. I mean, you've run her ragged, bro. It's like, get yourself an Uber. Something. He came home 2 hours later saying he had to walk home in his socked feet. Bro walked home in the grippy socks. Maybe that walk was good for him. I don't know. Well, she says he could have taken an Uber. We didn't have much money, but he could have called his parents, had them book him one. Or he could have called his brother or a friend for the ride. But it's like, bro, I know he's just trying to make a point, I guess. But it's just like, okay. He was in the hospital because he let himself go again, and they stabilized him. Okay, good. He's good now. And he walks home. He got some nice exercise, nice little morning walk. Very refreshing indeed. But if he truly was like, bro, I cannot walk. I'm tired. I've been through it tonight. And your wife says, nah, I'm pregnant. I'm tired from last night. I'm not driving you home. Also, you told me to KYS. So figure it out. It's like, all right, you should go call someone else. But maybe he was embarrassed. Maybe it's just like, maybe he's embarrassed what people would say. He could have made up an excuse, I guess, to save face. Like, I'm encouraging a jerk, but picturing him huffing and puffing, like angry, walking home in his grippy socks. That's a funny image to me. Don't sue me. Now he's blaming me for making him walk home, and his parents have said, you don't do something like that to someone you love. Making it hard to love. Make it hard to love you, someone. Okay. I don't feel like I made him do anything. I didn't tell him to walk home. I didn't think he would because that's insane. In the grippy socks as well. My goodness gracious. I am so stressed out by this, which isn't good for me being pregnant. Yes. And also, pregnancy brain, like, you're going through it. And this guy, this poor lady. But I just feel like I can't say sorry like it was my fault. So, AIT. I'm gonna say no. All right, top comment. NTA, honestly, this doesn't sound like a safe relationship. You're about to give birth, yes. And your partner isn't able or willing to care for themselves if possible, especially with him getting aggressive. You need to get out. Either stay with the family or a close friend and use his history to get full custody. Tell him he's not allowed to see the baby until he's proven that he's no longer a threat to himself and others and willing to properly take care of himself, because at the moment he's not safe to be around for you or your child. Yes, you're pregnant, you're gonna give birth, you're gonna raise a baby together. This guy can't keep himself together, for one. And two, he told his pregnant wife, very pregnant wife, to herself. What's he gonna say to a kid that can't do anything back at all? Little kid. What's this guy gonna do? He's not dad material. Comment under that says all she's gotta do is stop waking him up and problem solved. Oh, trauma though, traumatic, trauma drama. All right, on that lovely note, next one. Am I the poor unfortunate soul for telling my sister she can print her wedding programs at Office Depot after she called my art a cute hobby? Oh, yeah, as a photographer and artist of many types, I think I'm gonna relate, feel this one, yeah. I'm an unemployed artist from Istanbul, living off savings and commissions. Been there, done that. Not the Istanbul part, but the, While hunting for a visa sponsor. My older sister is getting married in November. She asked me to design invitations, menus, seating chart, a 12-meter aisle runner, and live portrait during cocktail hour. Total labor about 120 hours. Ooh, that's a lot of work. That's a lot to do, but I mean, you're a professional artist. I'm sure you can do it. Sounds like a pretty good gig there. So I quoted her 1,500 euros. Huge family discount. Yeah, 1,500 euros is a steal for how much you're doing for them. My gosh. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. So yeah, they gave her a huge family discount. She laughed and said that the wedding already costs too much. That sounds like your fault, lady. It already costs too much, and I should be grateful for exposure because her friends love boho stuff. I don't know what boho means, and I'm not looking up another thing today. I'm done. So Anyway, her friends would love the stuff, I guess is what they're trying to say. Yeah, so exposure. Yeah, you're going to get 30 people are going to see your work, and they're not going to hire you because no one ever hires from exposure. It's proven fact right there. Then she joked that my degree from Central St. Martin's was dad's midlife crisis money. Oh, I told her exposure doesn't pay rent and suggested she try Office Depot's template section. Oh, she blew up and told our dad that I am sabotaging her big day. Oh, the horror. He says I should cave for family. I think she's crossed a line. AIT. And I think this one's pretty self-explanatory, pretty obvious. 1,500 euros is a pretty darn good deal for all that. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I have done a lot of wedding videos in my time, and yeah, and I don't feel like I haven't even worked as many hours as that. This would be necessary to do all that for more money than that, you know? NTA, she crossed a line. You can take care of family after you've gotten even. No, you should not cave for family. And the OP said, I really appreciate this. It's just that we lost our mother a few years back, and I really wanted to make sure this would be an amazing wedding that our mom would have loved too. She already feels bad about her absence. I feel guilty for adding to it. Also, I can't help but think of them as separate issues as well. Oh man, it's just sad. Sad. But then under that, someone said, your sister doesn't feel guilty for treating you the way she did. You shouldn't feel guilty sticking up for yourself. Yep, there you go. Oh, and someone in the comments wrote something about like that they wanted a portrait. So they're commissioning her to do a live portrait painting or drawing or something like at the wedding too. Oh my goodness, this is an ordeal. It's 1,500 euros. Pretty good. My posture is impeccable. All right, I picked this one because the title makes me think drama, but I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'm getting into. Now this one has a trigger warning for abuse. We're gonna tread lightly here, but this is your warning if you need to click off this video, or right here's where to do it. So just want to warn you. All right, AIT. Birth mother, mother's in quotes, wants a handout and I refused. My egg donor had me when she was only 14. That isn't what makes me hate her. It's been everything she's done after she was an adult and had the chance to be even a bit decent. Interesting. Calling her your egg donor. So I can sense some resentment. I grew up in foster care after being removed from my aunt when I was 6. She had the opportunity to reunite multiple times, but didn't want me. Okay, I'm getting confused by this run-on sentence. Punctuation, please. Okay, so she had the opportunity to reunite multiple times, but didn't want me, but would never allow me to be adopted. I had one great placement, and they wanted to adopt me. I hadn't heard from my egg donor in about a year at that point, and they were close to finally terminating her rights. But when she heard they wanted to adopt me, she showed up and managed to mess it all up for me. They were moving out of the country for an amazing job opportunity, and since I was a ward of the state, they were not allowed to take me. That's sad. After that, I was mentally and emotionally done with her in every way. During the periodic visitations, I was silent and wouldn't speak. I had 2 traumatic placements right after the failed adoption and 100% blame her. Fair enough. Oh my gosh, that is tragic. Like these people must have been great for you, and then, oh man, how sad. I work as a bartender and waitress. All right, so this person's all grown up now. My last foster family was okay, and through them, I knew a guy that started a wedding venue last year. I work as a bartender for some weddings there if I don't have other shifts. My egg donor has apparently, oh my gosh, every time they say that, it's just like, it's like, jab, you know, deserved. Oh my gosh, I lost where I was. My egg donor has apparently conned some dude into thinking she's a decent human and she's getting married. Through the grapevine, I guess, she heard that employees of the venue can book the place at a massive discount. Oh, I see where this is going. You can probably guess what she wants. I told her that hell would freeze over before I did anything like that for her. Predictably, she blew up at me like she always does. That doesn't bother me. What does is that she's gone and whined to coworkers and bosses of mine, and they now think I'm heartless and should help her out. I'm not a big sharer in general, and do not like to talk about my life growing up. My chair keeps rolling off the mat. I've got to adjust this. This is probably why my posture is so bad in this video. They see a woman that had a child when she was still a child. They don't see the heartless bee that has berated me and laughed at abuse I suffered because she would never consider raising me, even after she was grown. The owner of the wedding venue got word of what was going on and keeps telling me that I need to consider it. This is hard to read the jumbliness of it. The owner of the wedding venue got word of what was going on and keeps telling me that I need to consider it, all from her point of view as a 14-year-old with a baby. But I can't separate that from a 22-year-old her laughing in my face about my tooth being knocked out by my drunk foster father. This poor child. So AITAH for stubbornly not giving her this small thing that costs me nothing. No, not at all. All right, they made a little edit. Let's read that edit. I just wanted to say a quick thank you for the overwhelming positive feedback. In all my time on Reddit, this isn't my main account, this one's used for privacy, I have never had as much uniform feedback. Ain't that the truth? My goodness, Reddit can be a wild place sometimes. Not today. Today it's been on point pretty good. I appreciate it more than y'all know. As I mentioned in comments, I won't go into any details with my boss or anyone else for that matter, but I think I do have an idea of how I'll move forward, so thanks for that. I'm working tonight, and will likely talk to the big man later tonight. Response wasn't what I expected, but in an entirely good way. All right, leave us on a mystery, thank you. And I'm just gonna read the top comment really quick, because it's just like, well, duh, isn't it? It's pretty black and white right here. But the top comment says, you aren't that a-hole, but I don't understand something. If the owner wants her to have the family venue discount, then why doesn't he just give it to her, regardless of your approval? And then the OP said, he can. He honestly is just one of those really good guys that sees the good in anyone. He hasn't just given her the discount because he doesn't want to completely upset me. He says he just wants to reason with me and hopes I'll change my mind. I haven't known a lot of good people in my life, and he's one of the good ones. So yeah, I feel kind of bad about letting him down. So yeah, I mean, especially if they're not giving all the details on like their growing up and like everything that happened, might seem like it's heartless. And this guy seems like one of those guys who's just like, oh, just want to make everyone happy. So, sad situation. But I think, yeah, they should just tell their boss as much as they feel comfortable with, just like, oh yeah, she was very, very bad to me growing up, and give whatever information you feel comfortable with. And then if he's really a good guy, then he'll be like, okay, cool. Very, very sad. All right, let's find the next one. All right. I think I found us a juicy one. This one's pretty high in the upvotes. What are we looking at? 26,000 upvotes. All right, AIT for telling my girlfriend she's gonna have to get over dirt if she wants kids. My 25F girlfriend, Amy, 27F, is a wonderful person. She's very smart. She works in a clean room with computer chips and stuff, but she's also something of a germaphobe to the point that she keeps her toothbrush in the hallway outside the bathroom in a Ziplocked bag. Like after hearing about like how nasty it is, like you got your toothbrush in a little cup and then you flush the toilet or you wash your hand, like all the stuff flying around. It's like, it is kind of gross. I keep my toothbrush in a drawer. But yeah, I don't keep it in a Ziploc bag. Her apartment is always spotless. She showers thrice a day. Oh, and even her car somehow never has any dirt on the floor. Yes, so showering 2 or 3 times a day is unhealthy. Just so you know, you're like constantly like stripping your skin, the oils, and like you don't, that's not what you do. She needs help. She hand washes all of her clothes as soon as she's done wearing them. It's both impressive and intimidating. I'm not the messiest person on the planet by any means. I don't have massive piles of unwashed dishes or a leaning tower of used pizza boxes or anything. Oh yes, the famous leaning tower of pizza. But I'm not as clean as she is. But I don't think anyone is as clean as she is. My goodness gracious. I'm not against making some adjustments, but we've been talking more about the future now that we're getting serious, and I'm coming across a problem. Amy wants kids, like desperately wants kids. I'd like kids too, but she's never been around babies or little kids in her life, and seems to think she'll be able to keep the house just as clean as it is now, and keep the baby spotless too. Keep the baby spotless. Wax on, wax off. I'm the oldest of 4. Same here. And oldest cousin of 9. Okay, can't relate to that. I grew up around kids and been babysitting since I was 10. There's no such thing as a clean toddler. Is that not right or what? Oh my gosh. Yeah, growing up, lots of mess. I'm a clean freak. Always have been since I can remember. Sure, I wasn't when I was a baby, but yeah, I'm a clean freak. Some of my siblings aren't. Especially kids. Kids are not clean. There's no such thing as a clean toddler, not for longer than 10 minutes at the very most. She thinks if we just work at it, we can have a spotless house and a spotless kid. Sounds kind of miserable for everyone involved. Like you're going to be constantly cleaning, and kids going to feel like they can never do anything, but they're going to do it anyway, or they're going to accidentally do it, and then they're going to... This is abusive at that point, my goodness. I told her gently that it's just not possible, and asks how she plans on handling diapers, vomit, frogs smuggled into the house. Smuggle and vomit into the house. Smuggle in diapers. Okay, I know that's not what they meant. I know they mean handling diapers, vomit, and frogs smuggled into the house. But it just made me think of smuggling diapers and vomit into the house. I'm tired. I'm laughing at the dumbest stuff right now. Oh my gosh. Jam going everywhere. Soup bowls tipped over for fun. Yes. Spilled grape juice. The worst. Nail polish on the walls and the like. Oh, all right. Okay. If your kid's putting crayons, markers, pencils, nail polish on the wall, like that's a parenting issue. Like you can't let that happen. That's where it goes too far. Frogs though. Smuggling frogs. Perfectly acceptable. Every kid has done that. And if you didn't, you weren't a true child. I'm sorry if there was no frogs in your environment when you were growing up, but yeah. She insisted that the kids who do that are just poorly trained and don't have good boundaries. Number 1, little kids don't even know what the word boundaries means. Never heard it before. What do you expect? And also poorly trained? Is your kid a dog? I told her that they're kids without the fine motor control or impulse regulation, and accidents will always happen. And if she wants to have kids, she's going to have to accept that they're going to get messy, and our house will get messy. Yes indeed. Amy accused me of not being supportive and trying to find excuses not to have kids with her, and I'm trying to guilt her into being sloppier. This is dissolving into an actual fight instead of a discussion, and I'm starting to second guess myself. Maybe my family was just excessively messy because we were rural and poor. Maybe my standards are too low and we really haven't tried hard enough. No, just because she's seen beige moms on Instagram and Pinterest or whatever they use, just because the kid looks like perfect for a photo on Instagram, and then 10 minutes later, even that kid's all messy and like... Yeah, no child knows how to be clean. You're not born knowing how to be clean. You're born a mess. But yeah, it's very frustrating, and I want some outside perspective, parental perspective especially. All right. As a professional non-children haver, as I do not have any children. So as someone without kids, I will give my expert advice here. Yeah, she is about to get a big wake up here if she thinks that that kids can be clean. I'm sorry. All right, let's look at this comment right here. Dad of 2 here. You're NTA and you're right. Messes are inevitable with kids. You can't work at getting a newborn to not spit up or not pee during a diaper change. Yeah, potty training exists, of course, but you're going to be dealing with so many accidents and so many late night sheet changes. You'll find food on your kids in the weirdest, most random places. She needs to lower her expectations, or she's going to be horribly disappointed. And then someone replied to that, she needs to lower her expectations or she's going to be horribly disappointed. So they're quoting that. And all the joy will be regimented out of those kids' lives as they live in fear of mom's wrath anytime they generate a speck of dirt. Yep, sadly, that is the truth. Sometimes reading this stuff makes me pretty happy that I am not having kids. If you're like me and you know you could not handle something like that, like having kids and all that comes with it, just don't have kids. It's so easy. All right, we're going to end on this one. AITAH for leaving my formerly sober alcoholic boyfriend a bottle of whiskey after he cheated on me. Last Thursday, I, 30F, ran home from work midday because I forgot to pack my lunch. When I walked in, I heard frantic movement in our bedroom, so I went upstairs to investigate. I found my boyfriend, 28M, alone in bed, pretending to take a nap. Bro, why are you taking a nap middle of the day like this? But his affair partner had left her purse on the floor. I had a suspicion something was going on for a few months now, and this confirmed it for me. I opened the closet, classic, and told his affair partner it's time to go, and that she can take my boyfriend with her. Yes. I called out the remaining half day at work and had the house to myself for the rest of the day. Oh, that must have been awful. Oh man, just being alone during a moment like this. My boyfriend repeatedly called me, trying to explain everything. Oh, yes, darling, I can explain it. You see, she was hot, you see. So the boyfriend repeatedly called, trying to explain everything. We talked for a few minutes, but I made it clear that this relationship was over. I told him he can come get his stuff the next day while I'm at work. Here's where I may be the, Friday morning, I decided to leave a bottle of whiskey on the counter. A few years ago, before we met, my ex used to get blackout drunk on the daily. He went through rehab about 2 years before we started dating. I had never personally seen him drunk before. When I got home Friday evening, his stuff was gone and so was the whiskey. Oh my. I got a call later that night from one of his friends saying that my ex was extremely drunk and was begging for a place to crash. Man, he went and cheated on her and then fell for the bait. Man, this guy has no self-control. He asked what was going on and I told him that we had just broken up. The friend said he'd let him stay for the night but would boot him out in the morning. Good friend. My ex spent all of Saturday begging me to let him at least live with me for a bit longer as he has nowhere else to go. I directed him to our city's homeless shelter. Brutal. But he did cheat, so. Oh man. It's kind of rough. Like, you made him fall back into one of his old vices, but like, oh, really getting revenge. Oh man. All right, this person wrote, everyone sucks here. Cheaters suck and don't deserve second chances. You are also within your rights to feel angry and bitter and want him gone. All of that's understandable. The problem is that bottle. I've been sober for 8 years, and if I walked into a room after cheating like your boyfriend, I haven't, but I'm just saying, same scenario, the meaning of that bottle is clear. We're done, and the world would be better if you're dead. You're worthless. Take this bottle, drink it, and be worthless again. There is poison in that bottle, and there was absolute poison in your intent. Oh, man. But yeah, I mean, part of me is just like, oh, the bro has no self-control. He like cheats on his girlfriend and gets kicked out, and it's like, he very well could have just not picked it up. I mean, like, he's been sober for years, but that doesn't keep him from walking into a liquor store or even a Dollar General and like picking something up. Okay, here's a comment. Why is everyone infantilizing alcoholics as if all it takes to end their sobriety is to be left alone with a bottle of alcohol? If he was in recovery, he was responsible for his own decisions. He made his choice. I've had addiction issues, and you know what I did when I was left around things that would tempt me? I'd remove myself from that temptation. Not take the temptation with me. See, that's that right there. He's an adult. Can make his own decisions. And yeah, it was brutal leaving that there. But you also hurt her so bad. It's like, yeah, the infantilizing alcoholics line right there is like, yeah, it's like when, like, no accountability, you know? All right, that's where I'm going to leave it. It's been like 2 years since my last video. That's wild to think about. Yeah, life's been terrible for those 2 years, but I'm back now making videos. Hopefully you were entertained. Probably weren't. And I'll see you in the next random thing I decide to make.